Good evening. Welcome to the Farron Dozier Show on KCAA Radio, 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Also streaming from the KCAA Radio.com website and mbrradio.us. We got to bless the show before we get started. Let's go. When I was in my mother's womb, I had a calling on my life to do something in the glory of God and marry it like a wife. Commit myself to his word and never be led astray. And when it's all over, when he comes, I'll be glad to see that day in the morning time. All right, good afternoon and welcome to the Farron Dozier Show on KCAA Radio, 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Also streaming from the KCAA Radio.com website, the station that leaves no listener behind. And we're on the app. That's right. So make sure you go to whatever you phone device, iOS, Android, download the KCA Radio app. You can listen to us right there, or you can go to kcaradio.com, click listen live or watch live. If you're in your car right now and you got to get out, what else? Yeah, that's pretty much where you can find us. And then it'll be on all of your streaming platforms afterwards. The show will be on YouTube and Spotify and Apple, wherever you get your podcast at. Today, a very important show for you as always here on the Farron Dozier Show on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. You can catch me on Wednesdays on the Farron Dozier Show on MB Radio. That's the military talk show over there as well. We also do variety sports show and stuff over there too. But you can catch me on Wednesdays on MB Radio. That is another platform dedicated to veterans and first responders. A lot of veterans are going there to learn how to do podcasting, learn how to find their voice. And that's what that platform is doing for us. Over there as well, you can catch us on all the streaming platforms. Over there, Roku TV, again, wherever you get your podcast at. So I want to thank Mr. Wallace Allen this morning. I was here this morning at 10 o'clock on the Empire Talks Back show, talking about some veteran issues. Had some of my brothers here that are in the community as well. They were here talking about the Heroes Warehouse and the difficulties and the challenges that they're having. They literally have a warehouse full of everything you could think of, except for washer and dryers for veterans who get housing and may need forks, spoons, or a bed, or a chair, or sofas, or whatever. And they only had one vet come in over the last 4 months. So, I don't really talk politics, but I guess we see the effects of a lot of things that's going on as it's trickling down to us in the community. But they have one veteran come through in the last 4 months, so they're paying high rate of rent over there. So it's just not making sense anymore. So they're trying to figure out what to do next. So we had some good talks with that. Talked about some veteran suicide, youth suicide, things that I talk about as well. So that was pretty good. You can catch that episode on Empire Talks Back, dated today. See, the Inland Empire Hounds, as I've announced before, we are in season, the 2025-2026 season. So we're still branding and looking for partners for that platform there. We should be doing the tryouts pretty soon, so just make sure you check the social media at IE Hounds ABA. Oh, there's a caller right now. IE Hounds ABA to just keep track of what's going on over there. The campaign For the Love of Dogs, that is one of the campaigns we have created. Yeah, definitely an important one. I just had no idea how many people. I thought I was the only one on the island, dealing with grief from my dog. And come to find out, that's a common experience, unfortunately. And some people are able to bounce back and get other dogs. I'm just not in that space. And so my contribution back to this campaign is to really talk about that grief portion of that. But we're looking for from breeders to groomers, all the way to grief counselors, to be a part of this campaign. I found some organizations in the community to help support their fostering and things like that they're doing. And that's an issue across the country as well. So, yeah, that's the IE Hounds. Go to iehounds.com for all of that information. I am going to do my sickle cell trait talks, upgrading the veterans, suicide, youth suicide, a lot of things we got planned for that campaign. But the main one is the For the Love of Dogs. So if you are in the Inland Empire or wherever, you are more than welcome to be a part of that campaign. share your stories, share your experiences. If you want to brand with us, you can also brand with us as well. All right. I have a guest in studio. You can turn you on.
I'm on.
Oh, you on? Okay. Yeah. Don't be shy. Bring it to you.
All right.
I got a guest here, so do me a favor, introduce yourself.
My name is Victor Oshana, owner of SCV K9, or sorry, SCV Dog Training.
And you want to give a shout out to somebody?
Oh yeah, for my beautiful family out there, my wife Bianca, my daughters Charlie, Libby, Remy, and my son Ramsey. Love you guys.
Thank you for letting me borrow him for a while. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
So I reached out to this gentleman here because, again, my search has all the dog businesses and everything is popping up. So I saw you, and I was like, and as a veteran as well. So you fit kind of not fit, but you do fit the conversation that we have here as far as veterans, and then of course for the dog training. So wanted you to come here and
Why did it take you
share.
so long to find me, bro? What's going on, Farron? Like,
Hey, you're at work. What can I say?
Yeah,
It worked,
yeah.
and I've been seeing it more often even. But we do have a live guest on the phone line, so we're gonna take that call first.
I think it's Amy.
Amy, yes. How you doing, Amy? You live?
Amy, are you there?
Don't be shy. Where'd she go?
Joe, you broke it.
Joe, yeah.
You broke
Here
it.
we go. How you doing, Amy?
Good. How are you?
All right, our engineer's over here. You know, he's getting it together.
No worries.
How are you tonight?
Not too bad. How about yourself?
We're good. We're good. You know, just getting started with the show. Thank you for accepting the invitation to call in. I know you are in New Mexico area, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So thank you for this opportunity to share what you're up to. So please introduce yourself.
My name is Amy Leva, owner of Leva's Dog Training, and I mainly work with behavioral rehabilitation and obedience training.
And give me some background. Who was Amy growing up that got involved in this dog world?
That is a little bit of a story. I started out in college. I needed a service dog for myself.
Oh.
Couldn't afford one. And I found this really great service dog trainer who offered to help train my dog in exchange for working as her assistant. And so I apprenticed under her for about 9 months before my housing situation became such I couldn't keep my service animal in training.
Oh, no.
Very unfortunately. Ended up being able to acquire another dog about maybe 6 months later. By that time, I began working with Nathaniel Lucas out of Pets and Helping Dogs. Kind of bounced around from trainer to trainer, apprenticing underneath them, before finally moving out to Carlsbad in 2019 to join my husband. And when I asked him, what am I going to do out there? He was like, well, you're really good with dogs. Why don't you become a dog trainer?
Wow. You know, we have a dog trainer here in studio here with us. And, you know, for me, looking back when I had my dog Daisy, military style, I trained her with all the hand signals, eye movements. So she knew I didn't have to even talk. I could just move my eyes a certain way, and she, you know, would respond to that. What do you notice, or what excites you about this part of the work that you're doing right now?
So little bit of everything. I currently focus a lot on helping people rebuild their relationship with the dog, rather than just, you know, do this, do that. It's all about how can we improve the relationship between the dog and the owner so that the dog actually wants to cooperate and wants to work with the owner, as well as I do a lot of behavioral rehabilitation for anxious or reactive dogs.
What do you hear about that, man?
No, that's great. It's sort of along the lines of what I do. You know, it's the environment. You know, I go to the person's house, see what their situation is, and then get a blueprint for that family. You know, that pack, right? So, you know, dogs are a descendant of wolf. They have that pack mentality. So you got to go and figure out those puzzle pieces and put them in the right place and make sure it's the right thing. So, Amy, that's That's good that you're doing the Lord's work there, putting those families back together and helping them figure out that pecking order. That's pretty good of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds like you do the same as well.
Yes. Again, like these big puppy mills, like I'm not gonna say their names, but they just take your dog, they train it, and they give it back to you. And the dog's trained, but for the first week or two, and then you find yourself with a dog that's slowly drifting apart, doesn't get it, and then the owner's like, "What do I do?" So I like to get hands on. Train the trainer is the way I like to do it. So I train you and your dog, so that way when I leave, you don't have to call me back again. And again, I don't mind taking people's money, but I want you to be successful at this, and I want that bond to be strong and keep growing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Amy, what do you notice as some of the challenges between as we're talking about the owners and the pets? What do you notice mainly?
Definitely the human end of training.
Yeah.
It is typically, not always, typically pretty easy to train a dog. Not so easy to train the human.
Amen to that. Yeah.
I mean, as us as human beings, patience. I've been practicing patience a lot, and it's a virtue and a way to be. So, a lot of people think you can do patience and it just stays there, but no, you got to actively engage in patience. And for human beings, I believe that is one of the challenges, that we have already, just as people.
It is a struggle for me. I constantly work on my patience, both in professional and personal life. Don't get me wrong. Most of my clients, I adore them. I love them. The vast majority genuinely want to learn how to be better. It's the occasional one that can be a little pig-headed.
Yeah. And for you, what do you notice in New Mexico as far as for the love of dogs? I know that fostering seems to be a huge issue across the country. Do you notice any other things?
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't speak for other states, but my experience in New Mexico has been we have a huge off-leash epidemic here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hardly anyone has verbal control over their dogs.
Wow.
They just let the dog off leash. They let the dog charge up to whoever they want.
Oh, yeah.
There's a huge, huge backyard breeder issue here. Way, way, way too many dogs in the shelters.
Yeah.
And way too many backyard bred dogs that create genetic issues. Even for people who are adopting through the shelters, a lot of these dogs just come with genetic predisposition to so many behavioral issues.
Yeah.
It's definitely a huge issue out here.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm going to pass you over real quick, but I'm going to talk to the ABA team that we play over there and see if they want to partner with you and kind of push some for the love of dogs in your area with you and see how we can support that as well.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. You got any more questions?
No,
good?
I'm good, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for your work, Amy. Keep your head down, your chin up.
Will do.
And let them know how they can locate you, Amy.
Phone number 505-670-8008, or if you want to check out my website, lavasdogtraining.com. Either is a great way to contact me.
All right. I appreciate you for your time. Thank you so much. We'll be in communication.
Thank you so much. Have a great night.
All right. You too. All right. This is the Farron Dozier Show on KCA Radio, 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Also, stream from the KCA Radio website. Click listen live or watch live. If you're in your car and you got to get out, just go to the website and you can catch us in studio live right now. We're going to play our PSA. This is Come and Go, our current sponsor right now. We want to thank them for being a part of the show. Again, it is dedicated to veterans. However, as we were talking about, we all deal with some level of stress, anxiety, whatever that is for you, and sometimes breathing could be the key. All right, so this is Come and Go.
Some of us still carry the burden of battle. It threatens to drown us in our everyday lives. In battle, we had our weapons and combat gear to keep us safe, to keep us confident. But when we returned home, we were not armed with weapons and gear to cope with our own minds. I was lucky to find my combat gear, my mental weapon, and it's called Calmago. Calmago is a drug-free device that allows you to achieve calm in less than 3 minutes in moments of anxiety, stress, anger, panic, or insomnia, not with medication, but rather by activating the parasympathetic nervous system through breathing regulation and multisensory stimulation. A recent study has shown that Calmago decreases PTSD and anxiety levels in veterans, helping those who are suffering and having a long-lasting effect. Visit Calmago.com to learn how you can get Calmago through the VA or with a special veterans discount code.
Then Jesus came and he filled my cup. Yeah, I was walking in darkness, I had no light. But I thank you, Lord, you made all things right. Yeah, now I'm living in victory. Devil, he's sick of me. Living by the favor of God, he keep picking me. I know I'm a son, not a slave, I finally get it. Dreams I've been having all my life, I finally did it. We stay winning. God gave us the game plan from the beginning. Walking in the spirit to keep a brother from sinning. Every day is a good day with the Bible as my playbook. Every play is a good play. What should I put this amen right there? I'ma praise him with my hands in the air.
All right, welcome back to the Farron Dozier Show on KCAA Radio 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Again, we want to thank Amy for calling in. She was actually supposed to be a guest last week, but got some times mixed up, so I thank her again for taking time out tonight. Reintroduce yourself again, man, and let's have a conversation, man.
All right. My name is Victor Oshana. I'm the owner of scvdogtraining.com, Santa Clarita Valley, greater Los Angeles area. 10-year military veteran, Air Force, did security forces, and then put myself through canine training afterwards. Did some time in Iraq, Afghanistan, Saudi, Kuwait.
Okay, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
All right.
I always, want to thank the Air Force because they found my sickle cell trait.
You're welcome.
My second physical in the military, I was transferring from California to Michigan to be a supply sergeant.
What hospital? Reed?
No, at the LA Air Force Base, the
Travis?
LA Air Force Base.
Oh, LA Air? Okay.
Yeah, LA Air Force
All right.
Base. Yeah, I was
El
connected.
Segundo
El
area?
Segundo, yeah. And so I went there for my medical care, and I did my physical there, and they called me back like, you need to come back to the clinic. And I'm like, uh-oh. So he's like, you don't have sickle cell trait? I'm like, no. Well, we just want to let you know. But I'm like, hold on, I got a cousin with sickle cell disease. No, it's not the disease, just a carrier.
Yeah.
You should be fine.
Yeah.
Well, that was 99. I've always had pain in my arm since I was a child.
Okay.
And then in 06 at ANOC.
All tied together now.
Oh, yeah, all
wow.
made, yeah. So it all made sense after I collapsed, and then had another conversation with a fellow officer friend of mine, and then he had the trait and had some muscle issues with himself. And so did some research, and sure enough, I was a trait carrier. I remember that exam that I had, that conversation with the doctor, and then it all made sense. And then
Man, God is good, man. I'm glad they found that on you, man.
Yeah.
They catch it early and get like the proper treatment and get you on the.
Nah, man, I got medical retired because of that.
But you're here, Doctor.
Yeah. There's a lighter side of that, but in the midst of all of that, it didn't seem,
No, I understand.
yeah, as much as I enjoyed it because I was forced out of the service. But yeah, thank you for that. What had you? First of all, who's Victor growing up? Let's go back in time a little bit.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, started in a little city called Yonkers, New York. I have an older brother and an eldest sister, both Air Force.
Okay.
Shout out to my brother Vinny and my sister Veronica. She's a retired Air Force. Now
Okay.
she works for the Space Force at El Segundo.
Okay,
So,
okay.
Hi, Veta. How you doing?
All right.
Joe saluted. Thank you. Yeah, we're Middle Eastern. We're Assyrian. So not Syrian. We're Assyrian, Babylonian, right?
Yeah.
So we're the Christian Middle Easterns.
Really?
So when Jesus came to Earth, he spoke Aramaic, which is a derivative of our language.
Yeah.
So grew up in Yonkers, New York, moved to a town in Connecticut called New Britain, Connecticut. At the ripe age of 18, just had to get out, man. Just did, middle, lower class.
Yeah.
So we couldn't really afford college. So I was like, I got to do something.
Yeah.
So signed up for the Air Force, never looked back.
What was that like for you?
Man, I think I was prepared for it because growing up the youngest of 3 children, you had to fight every day. You had to fight every day. And, growing up, we grew up in New York, raised up in Connecticut, but inner city, like Hartford used to be the murder capital of the United States.
Yeah.
So my parents are straight from Tehran, Iran, right? They're from the Middle East.
Wow.
They came to America. They came to New York, set up shop,
Wow.
and then brought us to the inner city. And then for summer camp, they took us to the Pinnacle Heights Project, and that's where Police Athletic League. And
Okay.
It was the middle of the ghetto.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you have these 3 Middle Eastern kids dropped off at camp, and my parents would go to work, and we'd just be like, had to survive. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the transition wasn't that hard, man. A lot of it was loneliness, like, because I'm a mama's boy.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Like, mama loved all of us. She said, Mom, I know you're watching. I love you. Yeah, and that was the thing that hurt the most, because you got to throw dirt on and play ball.
Yeah.
Like someone grilling you every day.
Yeah.
What to do, where to be, what to go. Your mom did that, but hey, son, get up, come on, we got to do this, we got to go do that.
You played some basketball. We talked offline. So
I played every sport, but we played ball.
So your mental toughness.
Yeah.
Who do you equate that, or what do you equate that to in your development?
Lawrence Taylor. That dude was a beast, man. Like me and my brother and my cousins were all New York fans, died like through and through.
Yeah.
And to see what that man used to do to people on the field, man,
Yeah.
I had the jersey, I would rock in it, and that mental toughness came from that, and all the fights that we had to go through growing up. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
hey, you got to stand in a circle, go toe to toe, and face it instead of running.
Yeah.
You know, if you ever got into trouble, the trouble's gonna last, but it's not forever. You got to face it. So in the military, that's how it was, man. Face the music.
I got an off question for you. I just got to ask this. It's personal to me.
Uh-huh.
You mentioned Christ,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I got a friend of mine who I met says that Jesus, there was no J back in the day.
Yeshua.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he says that that the Jesus Christ is a fraud because there was no J back, and they changed his name and they did.
We'll pray for your friend.
Right?
Well-
Exactly.
Well, see, in our language, it's not Jesus, Allah, Mashiach, or Allah.
Right.
So it's, and being in the military, I'm sure you remember people saying, "Oh, Allah Akbar." No,
Yeah.
Allah is God. It's
Yeah.
just the way you say it.
Yeah.
It's how you look at it. So,
Yeah.
but your friend is what's his name?
No, I don't want to say
Okay.
his name.
Whoever
he
you
didn't-
are,
he didn't
you're
earn
sadly
that.
mistaken.
Yeah, he didn't earn that. He didn't
Yeah.
earn that. Yeah.
Okay.
But I just wanted you up because you said
Yeah.
that, and I appreciate that. And so back to that transition, Air Force. The transition going to basic training, all that.
Yeah.
Being an athlete, like you said, it was kind of
Oh, it
Nice.
helped a lot.
Helped you.
It helped a lot, because you find yourself either the front of the pack, the middle of the pack, or in the back. And we
Yeah.
all know if you're in the back, TI is going to be on you. You're going to have a miserable life.
yeah.
You're in the middle of the pack, you're not going to stand out. And if you're at the top, you're going to get those leadership roles. You get those responsibility roles.
Yeah.
You're going to have a better life in the military. So, passing the sergeant's test, getting it like volunteering for something, putting yourself out there. That's what part of the military is about.
Was that? Hey Joe, there's a caller. Was that Air Force choice because of the older siblings, or?
I was the first one to go.
Oh, you were the first one.
Ah,
to go.
yeah, baby,
What?
remember that? I actually went in. True story. I actually went in to the Marine office. And
Yeah.
the dude wasn't there. I
Yeah.
knocking on the window, and
Yeah.
you know how recruiters' offices, there's Marines, Army, Navy, Coast Guard, whatever that
Yeah.
thing is.
Uh-huh.
Just joking.
I got some friends. Hold on.
Yeah. and the Marine dude wasn't there. I was there. I was early for my appointment.
Oh wow!
Air Force Sergeant Pascuzzi, if you're out there. I don't know if you ever see this.
Wow.
He's like, hey, come on to my office, son. And I went in, and that was
That was it.
Yeah.
Interesting. What do you take away from your time in service? Make sure you're talking to Mike.
Oh, I'm sorry. My time in service, what I
Yeah, what do
take
you
away
take away
is,
from
is the melting pot that is everyone that makes the military, that camaraderie. You'll never find it. You'll never find it. Like, I got brothers, and I call them brothers that are in the military, that we haven't seen each other in maybe 5-10 years.
Yeah.
But the minute we get back together, we're cutting up, we're having fun, and it's my brother. Like, you mess with him, you mess with me. I know their family inside out, like brothers.
I have a 91-year-old Korean era veteran mentor friend.
Yeah.
He's teaching me. Has taught me his life skills, listening skills, conversation, and when we talk to veterans, that is the number one thing that we all missed
The camaraderie.
is the camaraderie.
So do you find yourself like going to the VAs, like the what's it called? Help me out.
Which one? The VFWs and all those?
VFWs and stuff.
I communicate with them, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's one by my house, but it's one of those that's like an outpost. There's like one or two people. Every time I go there, it's
Yeah.
closed. There's a bar. I'm like, yeah, I don't want that. I want game room. I hang out,
Yeah.
chop it up with people. But I got to go down to like NoHo or like Simi Valley to find it, which I don't mind doing, but it's a little bit of a drive.
Yeah, I actually have a plan to approach them with that because they're all old now that run those places, and if we don't step in there and start taking over those facilities, they're gonna go away.
Yeah.
So I have an idea.
You gotta just. I know you're a very smart, educated man, but those are like the sergeant of arms, right?
Yeah.
That they're gonna hold on to that baby. They're gonna look at you like this is our baby. We've
Yeah.
had
Oh
it
yeah.
for
I
so
don't
long."
want to take it, but I want to bring, like you said, there's so many, National Guard veterans in those communities that don't sign up, and so there's something missing, obviously, for us in our generation to not go there because a lot of we think it's just smoking cigarettes and drinking beers. It could be a facility like you're saying. It could be a place for those veterans in the community to come together.
Let me ask you this. I don't mean to interrupt. Do
Yeah.
you do both? Do you do the Legion and the VFW? Because I know there's two separate.
Yeah.
Do you
I
sign
used
up?
to. I'm not a member of any of them, but I've done both. Yeah, I was a member of both.
Me and you have never met. I met you
Yeah, we're
5
straight,
minutes
yeah.
ago, but we could chop it up.
Yeah.
We have that lingo, right? Like the
Yes.
tattoo you're talking about, the brick radio.
Yeah.
So it's something like I wish there was a community like that around me. I fortunately get to run into people and they're like, oh, I was in the Marines or the
Yeah.
Army, and we clown each other like, oh, this guy eats crayons.
Right.
You're the chair force.
Chair force,
you
yeah, all
know.
of that, yeah.
But it's one team, one fight, right?
Yeah,
we
for
all
sure.
we all sacrificed time away from our family, our loved ones.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, I would love to get involved with either the Legion or the VFW. I've heard mixed reviews, like do both, right? But,
Yeah.
how are you gonna dedicate? I got 4 kids at home.
Yeah.
I got a beautiful wife I got to attend to.
Yeah.
So how do I spend all that time away?
We have to figure out how to make it again, because like you said, there's so many different organizations that we could be a part of as veterans. I believe that you just got to connect to whatever matters to you of what they offer.
Yeah.
But none of them are wrong.
No.
Just different phases. I got my next guest here, but I want to ask you this. No, I'm gonna save it. This is the Farron Dozier Show on KCA Radio 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Again on KCARadio.com. If you got to get out of your car and you're listening, just type in that on your device, or go get the app on your iOS or Apple or Android device. Let's play Comigo, and then we got Coach Will up next. This is the Farron Dozier Show on KCA Radio. Shout us out. What's the count?
Some of us still carry the burden of battle. It threatens to drown us in our everyday lives. In battle, we had our weapons and combat gear to keep us safe, to keep us confident. But when we returned home, we were not armed with weapons and gear to cope with our own minds. I was lucky to find my combat gear, my mental weapon, and it's called Comigo. Comigo is a drug-free device that allows you to achieve calm in less than 3 minutes in moments of anxiety, stress, anger, panic, or insomnia, not with medication, but rather by activating the parasympathetic nervous system through breathing regulation and multisensory stimulation. A recent study has shown that Comigo decreases PTSD and anxiety levels in veterans, helping those who are suffering and having a long-lasting effect. Visit Comigo.com to learn how you can get Comigo through the VA or with a special veterans discount code.
Welcome back to the Farron Dozier Show on KCAA Radio 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Again, thanks for listening in. We got Victor here talking about his Air Force and some background. Before I bring up Coach Will, there's a part of me when I look in society, right? And, whether our ancestors were forced to come here or as your parents came here for an opportunity, when you look back at your ancestors, how do you see that? How do you feel about that?
So as far as my parents,
As far as your parents coming here and
so it was a direct result of being Christians in the Middle East. So when the Shah of Iran got ousted and Khomeini took over, my mother's parents, God rest their souls, they had several daughters and 2 sons, and they're like, we have to get out. We have
Wow.
we have to leave this country for the fear of the safety of our children.
Wow.
The hijab came into play. There's actual motorists driving around looking for people breaking Sharia law, so they had to
Wow.
escape. My father actually went through France. My last name should be spelled Oshana, Oshana. He went to France, went to college there, and then changed it to a French derivative so he couldn't be tracked. Ouchana,
No way.
Ushana, yeah.
No way.
So kind of that played a part into me joining the military, right? I found myself assigned to an air combat command unit, and wherever there was a war, I was there.
Yeah. Wow.
You know, sometimes I had some linguistic help where I could reach out and tap into that piece of the world.
Yeah.
And people are like, "Hey, how do you feel about what's going on here?" I was like, "I love it. If we're liberating people from this tyranny and we're helping them in any way I can,
Yeah. No doubt.
I think my parents and their parents would be proud. They're like, hell
No
yeah,
doubt. I
let's
appreciate
yeah.
that. Thank you. Let's bring up Coach Will.
What's up, Coach?
Football season. Come on. What's up, man?
Man, doing good. How are you guys,
Oh,
man?
everything's coolio. What's up with you?
That's good. You guys talking some powerful stuff. I love it.
Man, you know, you get two couple veterans together, bro. You don't know what might come out.
Yeah, no, you know what I mean? The sports community and, you know, the military families, it's kind of hand in hand. You know, us as coaches, we preach a lot of the same messages. If you notice, Coach Prime, he even brought in some coaches, some military type training with Colorado last offseason, and that helped Travis Hunter, you know, become one of the top pick in the draft.
Yeah.
So these things go hand in hand. The mentality, the culture. You know what I mean? The battlefields are much different, but you know, when we reference as players or as coaches, what do we reference to our players? We're going to battle. We're going to war.
The
you
mindset
know,
is the same.
Or that's who we you know, terminology like, you know, when we're in the trenches together, right?
Yeah.
So it's a family, man.
It definitely
So, you know,
translates. Definitely.
yeah, definitely.
So what's
And
going on?
so, and so tonight, man, just tapping in, getting us warmed up for the season. You know, we're going to have a lot going on, especially this off season where we have a lot more. We're going to be covering a lot more girls flag with Heme Factor and In the Zone, and we're going to be doing a lot more of that this off season. So the next couple of weeks, we'll see a lot of that rolling out. We'll talk to a lot of the coaches, start talking to more of the players, because there's a new wave, man, and those girls are making a lot of noise.
Yeah. No, that flag football, women's flag football is probably taking off more than the men's, huh?
I mean, man, it's a culture, man, being built around it, and it's amazing. The girls are getting opportunity to get scholarship. It's an Olympic sport.
Right.
There's so many different things that are just great about it, and we're excited to, you know, kind of be a part of the build of everything. So yeah, man, just trying to get some of these guys an opportunity to, you know, broadcast their platforms and what they're doing for these young ladies to help them become young football players. It's real cool, man. So, you know, tonight I was hoping we can get Coach, you know, one of our good coaches on, Coach Mike. He's a really good coach and mentor and trainer with Modern Day High School.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to try to get him on tonight. So hopefully, you know, he dials in soon. And just to get everything going, man, it's going to be a really big deal. You know, UCLA talked about they'll be offering scholarships pretty soon. I've talked to Oregon. I've talked to Oregon State. I've talked to a couple major, you know, schools that talked about the direction that they're going in with flag football for the girls.
I mean, you're connected to that world. You know, how do you feel about girls playing flag football? You know,
I have 3 daughters,
Yeah.
and I am all for it.
you all for it?
They're going to be princesses, but they're going to be tough. They're going to be tough. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I got
Tough princess, huh?
That's it, man. I got a 4-year-old named Remy that'll run circles around people. Believe me.
Yeah, there you go.
But
yeah,
Coach,
yeah.
this is Vic. I just want to commend you for what you're doing, and you mentioned something about mentorship. I just want you to keep striving towards that and mentor attitude, right? We could teach them all the skills in the world, but
Yes.
if they bring the right attitude, I think the sky's the limit for them. I think that's a big key to this recipe.
It's a huge part of it. When you talk about, character building and things like that, the grooming of that's important.
Yeah.
And there's a way to go about it without offending people. I deal with kids from all walks of life, right? And some kids, that is literally the only thing. We're just trimming that. Maybe it's just the attitude, or maybe no one's never told them the way that they're walking represents this, or their body language, or, or just the simple things, that you can do to support your community, or be a good teammate, or be a good friend, or be a good student, in the classroom, and how you treat people. Like, these little tiny details really, really resonate with the kids that I'm working with, because that is at the forefront of, their growth. The kids that I'm dealing with, they're trying to go to college. Period, point blank. Their families want them to go to college. So they're trying to get from middle school, they're trying to get into the right high school. From high school, they're trying to find the right home or whatever college, or commit with them. So you look at that process right there. They're not just recruiting at every level. You're not just looking at the kids, you're looking at the families.
Yeah.
So we just try to keep the kids alert of things like that, and how they can, make sure that they don't kind of like put a ding on their own resume by carrying themselves the wrong way.
Yeah.
And as you said, both of you, when I look back at the military, it says that the military can help you create discipline and all these things, do honor, courage, and all that. But a lot of that character is still built in there from your home environment, and so you still get chaos inside of the uniform as well. So,
well, what is home? Like for me and my wife, home is our school, right? We train them how to do those things Coach is saying: discipline, respect, making the right choices, and then practice is the real world. When they're out there, and then you get that call from school, your kid got an award for being like the kindness award, smartness, reading, and it reflects on the parents and the environment they're in. So, hats off to you, Coach, man. Keep up the good work, man.
Thank you, man. No doubt, man. I really trying to put a lot into it, and that's what we do here. We try to make it to where the guys, the men and the women, the ladies and the gentlemen, right? We're trying to give them a platform.
Yeah.
We want to give them an opportunity to, we want to hear from the kids, right? We hear from the schools, we hear from the coaches, and we get a chance for these kids to practice what they're doing in the community, right? That gives them a chance to reflect on that mentorship part that we're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It helps them continue to build on an area that is going to help them in every area of their life, not just with the sport. But, it's kind of like understanding where we're going, having this new wave. I feel like the last thing I'll land here. When it comes to the flag world or women's football as a whole, it's not just the flag that's taken off. There is a professional women's league, right, that we cover here with Sports Collective Media of women who are playing tackle football. One of our favorite guests, right, just won the championship in tackle football, right? We know this. So the women's sport is taking off as a whole. Which one will get out the fastest and have the biggest impact? I'm not sure yet. You know what I mean? But I do see where flag it allows, kids of all ages to just get out there, have fun, look good while they're doing it. You know what I mean? High five, get videos. Like I said, it's becoming an Olympic sport. It's just so many great things to say about where women's flag is going, and I think women's flag will have the impact of what the women's the WNBA once was at its early stages.
We got another caller. Let's see who's that. But we were talking about that whole mentorship program. Elijah, what's the count? Hello.
Hi, this is Chad.
How you doing, Chad?
Good.
Yeah, just hang on for the line for me 1 second, okay?
Sure.
Just go on mute for me. All right. I'm going to talk about, before we get out of here to the next guest, So through my emotional journey, Coach knows this, to even be in front of you, I had to do a lot of work just from my transition of depression and anxiety and my identity trapped in the camouflage and my rank for 24 years. What I noticed for myself and from the educations that I've taken, a lot of people focus on the interpersonal relationships of between one another. And most coaches will say there's no I in team, right? That's a real live conversation from coaches. But I'm saying that there is an I in team. And the I in team is the interpersonal relationship that the athlete has to have with himself first, is what you point to. How do we help those athletes, military personnel, people, because this is about people, restore the relationship with themselves first, so then I could give myself away to that team. I could give myself away to that service. I could give myself away to that corporation. A lot of times, as men, we can talk about that, suffer in silence. We do a lot of stuff that we don't say out loud. We were taught we got to be the particular ways. So I'm saying that the interpersonal relationship is fine, but the intrapersonal relationship with with that athlete who maybe parents got divorced and never dealt with that, or grandma passed away and I never dealt with those feelings, or the broken girlfriend relationship, all those stuff that happened in our childhood, whatever, up to those teenage years, and you never really get a chance to express that or say that, and not to your parents either. Because maybe your parents don't listen to you, or you come from a family that's a one way. I'm the parent, you're the child, so you don't get to say. Like, all of us have those kind of environments.
Yeah.
As working with Coach, this is what I see, that has to be the starting process of what you're pointing to, as well as mentoring and the character behavior.
Do you think they take that first step though when they join a team, right? Interpersonal, they're putting themselves out there, or are they just grandfathered into? Oh, my mom and dad said I got to play, so I'm here.
Well, again, for me, when joining the military, a lot of our identity is trapped. So if my older brother played football or joined the military, maybe that's my I got to do it too. So I put that weight on myself.
Oh, I mean, let's make no mistake about it. The transition program they have of getting out of the military, it's not where it needs to be.
Yeah.
Right. It's all right. Hey, thanks for your service. pat on the back, and you're. So my resume when I first got out trying to get jobs was, all right, so you can blow stuff up and you can do this and that. How does that translate into working in office with Billy, John, and Chad on line 2?
Yeah,
right? Like,
exactly.
I don't know. So I see what you're saying. There is that interpersonal aspect of someone that has to make right with themselves before they could be a part of something bigger, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's our job and coach's job as mentors to almost like the saying, teach them how to fish instead of give them a fish, right? Hey, these are the challenges you have to outline. Put them in a bunk with someone that they don't know, right?
Yeah.
Like what was it? Remember the Titans?
Yeah.
You're gonna bunk with him. You're gonna tell me. We got to challenge them, right? We're parents. We know how to push our kids' buttons and put them in the right path. I think that's the biggest step, right? You want to be a part of this team. Show me you can be a part of yourself before you can be a part of the team.
I just think that's a missing piece. Thanks, Coach, man, for hanging out with us, man.
No, man, it's amazing, man. Like I said, it all translates and it resonates, man. So, I'm tapped in, and I'll see you guys next week live on deck.
No doubt. Appreciate you.
Take it easy, Coach.
All right, we got Chad on the line.
Hey, how's it going?
All right, Chad, how you doing, man?
Good. Thank you for having me on. I first want to say thank you for your service. Thank you for everybody's, all these military heroes out there. I just want to say thank you for protecting this country. And it literally, if it wasn't for people like you, we wouldn't have what freedoms we have, and we wouldn't be where we are. So,
Amen.
God bless all of you.
Man, we appreciate that comment, man. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for paying your taxes, too.
Thank you.
So, Chad,
and also sorry for the loss of Daisy.
No, man, thank you. I had three deaths. I had my dad in 19, my grandfather in 20, and then my dog in 2022, man. And it was just something that was just, I didn't really deal with that grief for my dog. Yeah. And so owning the hounds now was a perfect opportunity to just get that out and support the community as well. As I say, I've discovered a lot of people. I'm not the only one that has been dealing with some level of grief. I met a lady at 20 Century 21. She had to put her horse down.
Oh,
So it was like, man, like
Yeah.
it's like so all that. But Chad, man, I invited you tonight, man, to just kind of share what you're up to. I see you're doing some great things with the traveling with our animals. So just introduce yourself and give us some background.
Well, my name is Chad Boone. I'm just a kid out of Akron. I was born in Cleveland, so all them LeBron fans, kid out of Akron. I'm actually out of Cleveland, but I've lived all over my entire life. I've lived, Ohio, Oklahoma,
Yeah.
Missouri. I've lived on farms. I've lived in cities. I was raised around a lot of animals. We've had anything from dogs, cats, horses, cows, ducks,
Yeah.
kind of like I've had them all. And a lot of what you guys also have talked about really resonates. And I just want to say I'm so thankful that God's put you in my path because a lot of things that you speak about really resonate. When I was young, my dad, when I was 6 years old, right when God got a hold of me and I was baptized, Satan tore our family apart. And, my dad ended up kidnapping my sister and I, my older sister, and took us off to Oklahoma. And this is, I don't know how old you are, but back in the day with milk cartons. And kids
Yeah,
making
yeah,
kids on milk
yeah.
cartons,
I'm that
and it was
I'm
before
that age.
wait, Chad, you
Just
were on
before.
you were on the side of a milk carton?
I don't think I was, but I think it was right before.
That was the
they
era.
started-
Yeah, that was the era.
Oh man.
Yeah, and and it took. Long story short, it took my dad making my sister write hate letters to my mom,
Oh man.
and he would inspect them, and she wrote in pencil. She's my older sister. She wrote in pencil on the inside of the envelope the name of the school we were in.
Wow.
And my mom, it just, it frazzled her nerves. There's no return address, nothing. And she was hanging on to the envelope. She happened to rip it, and she saw the name of the school.
Oh wow.
At least that's my understanding of
Y'all
it.
need to write a movie or a documentary about that,
Yeah.
Chad.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, so she got a hold of school, got the information how to get a hold of my dad, convinced my dad that she wanted him back. Comes out there, gets us out of there, takes off for a women's shelter, waits for family from up here in Ohio to come down and get us.
Wow.
My dad ended up showing up, got a vibe, must have came and grabbed me, took off again.
Wow.
And then he had second doubts and turned back around and dropped me back off.
Wow, Chad.
Fast forward into teenage years, 12, 13 years old. You're in your formidable years as a young man. You don't have any real male guidance up to that point. I didn't. And here comes my dad back in my life. And, you talk about the trials by fire and trying to learn how to deal with adversity,
Yeah.
and I'm hearing some of the things of, things that came from your past and your childhood and trying to work that out as an adult.
Yes.
And
yes.
and it does take work, and I want people to know that, look at everybody, and give everybody grace.
Yes.
God gives us grace, so give
Yes.
everybody else grace, because you don't know what they've gone
Don't
through.
know what they've been through,
And-
man.
And so when it comes to the transport business, Great Adventure Pet Transport, I'm the sole owner, an LLC. I understand your loss, because my wife and I, shortly after getting married, we adopted a little 4-month-old dachshund named, and we named her Hershey, and named her after where we had our honeymoon. And we had her for 18 years, 2 months, and 2 weeks.
Wow.
And she passed away 2 weeks after my birthday this past October. And she left, dachshunds are long, and she left a big hole in my heart, right?
Yeah.
She was my girl.
Yeah.
And, I started, we also went on a mission, been on a couple mission trips. We just came back from a mission trip in Mexico, on the Yucatan Peninsula. And you see a lot of dogs like squirrels down there, right?
Yeah.
They're just wild dogs,
Yeah.
and they're diseased, and it's tragic. And I kind of just thought, like, there's got to be something I can do to help out, right?
Yes.
There's lots of people and animals that need help. We volunteer with the special needs ministry at our church, and actually, they're another part of the forgotten society.
Yes.
Chad, how far does your company reach? Like, how far is your outreach?
As far as God will let me, honestly. I still work basically the 9 to 5, 40-hour week job.
Mm-hmm.
And I do this primarily on weekends right now. But I will reach out as far as anybody's willing to let me. Right now I'm talking to a client that is living in Germany. She has a family in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and she has a dog there that is technically too big to fly in cabin, and she's trying to get her dog from there to San Antonio. And we're trying to work through the process of getting that handled. And right now, there's certain things that people need to understand when it comes to pet transporting. Not all transport companies are created equal. There's a lot of companies out there, and I can't say any certain. I'm not going to say certain ones in particular, but there are transport companies out there that are not actual companies, but they'll say they're companies, or they'll claim that they're USDA registered, meaning that they're handling your pet or your animal with care and putting them in a carrier in case of an accident, and they'll just let them ride open however they want.
Wow.
Which is technically, you can lose your licensing.
Yeah.
They'll claim they're vet insured, they're not. The worst ones are, they'll have they'll have a transit van. They'll pack 10, 15 crates in the back of a vehicle. They'll drive them 400, 800 miles without a rest or a stop or a bathroom break. They'll get close, and there'll be a two-person team. So one will sleep while the other one drives.
Wow.
And they'll take them so far, and then say they'll stop at like a park or somewhere. They'll let them go to the bathroom. They'll hose out real quick the crate, say at like a car wash or something, and wipe the dog down real quick.
What?
And and stick them back in.
What?
And come down the road, go to your house. Hey, here, hey, everything's happy. And they'll charge you a very minor fraction of cost because they're stacking these animals in there, and that's very unethical. It's very unethical. It's traumatic. And as a pet owner, you can't, just like us as children going through traumatic situations, animals hang on to that.
Oh yeah.
And if they're abused, you're gonna see things down the road with that animal. So I'm a personalized pet transporter. I do no more than 2 at a time, really.
Yeah.
If it's a ground transport, my focus is a lot of airline in cabin. If I can get them in cargo. It's not really as well. I would love to help the military more. I've never done a military transport. That is something I would dream to get into.
Chad, man.
Thank you.
Chad, I'm gonna have to have you come back, man, and have another discussion with me, bro. I didn't realize how, I appreciate you first of all for acknowledging that you listened to my conversations and saw some of my stuff. So that I definitely appreciate that. So I would like to have you come back and give you some more time, so that we can go beyond the dog business. Is that okay?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for that, man. And let people know how they can find you right now.
So right now, my main focus for promoting and marketing to get people to reach out is Facebook. The name of the company is Great Adventure Pet Transport LLC, born out of a Stephen Curtis Chapman Christian song, The Great Adventure. If you know it, you know it. If not, go hear it. You'll kind of understand why I picked the name.
Cool, man. Thank you.
You can reach out by email, same name, Great Adventure Pet Transport LLC at gmail.com. Phone number is 330-551-3374.
Chad, thank you, man. I appreciate you. Before we get out of here, last words.
God is good.
Had a good time, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me,
Thank
man.
you for coming live in person, man. I really appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you
All
guys
right.
so much.
This is the Farron Dozier Show, KC Radio. FFarrond.com for more information. IAHounds.com. Shout out to What's the Count.
Some of us still carry the burden of battle. It threatens to drown us in our everyday lives. In battle, we had our weapons and combat gear to keep us safe, to keep us confident. But when we returned home, we were not armed with weapons and gear to cope with our own minds. I was lucky to find my combat gear, my mental weapon, and it's called Calmago. Calmago is a drug-free device that allows you to achieve calm in less than 3 minutes. In moments of anxiety, stress, anger, panic, or insomnia, not with medication, but rather by activating the parasympathetic nervous system through breathing regulation and multisensory stimulation. A recent study has shown that Calmago decreases PTSD and anxiety levels in veterans, helping those who are suffering and having a long-lasting effect. Visit Calmago.com to learn how you can get Calmago through the VA or with a special veterans discount code.
KCAA.